Hey, my name is John Estes. People at Twin Lakes Camp probably remember me as Johnny Boyski. That was my nickname. But I have so many precious memories at Twin Lakes Camp and Conference Center. Had such a profound impact in my life. And everything started in, I believe, 2001. John Bate was on a recruiting trip at Cedarville, and I bumped into him after working at the cafeteria at Cedarville. He said, "You need to come into this meeting." And I said, "Well, I appreciate it. I'll pass. I've got some things to go to take care of." And of course he said, "Well, we got snacks. You don't even have to come to camp. You don't have to serve. Just come in and eat snacks." And so I said, "Okay, everybody will eat food." But what happened was, as I was sitting there watching the homemade video that John produced about camp, God really put something on my heart that I'd never sensed before, that God could use me in a capacity like that. And so I put it off that summer. I went back home to New York and worked a job. And I was so dissatisfied with where my life was that the next year I said, I'm going to apply to work at Twin Lakes Camp. And I didn't know a soul in the state of Indiana. I was just stepping out by faith and got a position as a counselor, I think in 2002. And that adventure was the most exciting thing I had been a part of in my life at that point. I never knew that I could serve Jesus, and I just had such a hunger to serve Jesus in a way I'd never tasted before. God was at work in my life, and I had an outlet to serve Him and invest in people. I never imagined God could use me. And so, of course, after that summer, I was like, man, I am going back to Twin Lakes Camp. In 2003, the summer of 2003, I went back as a counselor, and God began to stir my heart during leadership camp. Pastor Jeff Tagg was preaching that week, and I'm supposed to be a counselor for these teenagers, and God was dealing with me about ministry. And I had no desire before that moment to serve the Lord in full-time vocational ministry, but I sensed a burden and a compulsion, and I could see the things the Lord was doing in my life. And that week, I surrendered my life to serve Him for the rest of my life in ministry. I had no idea what that would look like, but I just knew whatever it was, I was game. And so it just radically changed the trajectory of my life. I went back the next summer, and I'm thankful that Twin Lakes gave me the chance to test the call in my life. I served as the assistant program director, and Pastor Jeff gave me a chance to serve at his church too during the course of that year. And I say all that to say, from that day to today, the Lord has placed me in multiple local churches serving as a pastor in different capacities, from youth ministry to music ministry. And now I currently serve as senior pastor at Henry Baptist Church in McDonough, Georgia. And I've told so many people through the years that the lessons that I learned about ministry during my time at Twin Lakes Camp were so formidable and so impactful. It was more valuable in the moment than any seminary could have provided for me. And I value seminary, I value education, but the tangible life lessons and ministry lessons that I learned during that season are irreplaceable. And so my heart, I wish I could be there to tell you in person, but I want to tell you, thank you for investing in a young kid nicknamed Johnny Boyski. Thank you for investing in me, and I'm indebted to you. So God bless you from Georgia.